Is it gay if my best friend hugged me and I
Okay,
put
chat,
my
guys,
PP
guys,
in
guys,
him?
guys, guys. We must see the stream shot, chat, guys. It's late as okay, but I don't give a shit because we'll be live all night. Okay, now it's stuck in a dark hallway with 300 feet of stairs. Yep, and it's probably gonna get stuck in the fucking 13-bedroom maze. It gets stuck
Hello,
sometimes.
Mr. Cow. We all love you so
Good luck,
much,
buddy.
and you've been an inspiration to a lot of us in chat.
Could 9 times out of 10 figure out exactly why they're saying what they're saying.
Give the crazies all of California. It's already the land of fruits and nuts. Yeah, we can give them California. I'm fine with that. They can live in LA. It's fine.
It has been 1 month since Southern California exploded in a fierce fire
They can have
toward
that.
the Palisades.
What?
and beyond. Just a few hours later, on the other side of LA County,
fine with me.
another deadly fire breaks out, the Eaton Fire. It raced across Altadena and Pasadena. The two fires charred more than 37,000
Right there.
acres.
They can all live.
destroyed
That's
over
like a lovely
16,000
community.
structures and cost 29 people their lives.
Too bad it didn't cause the right people their lives.
Jesus.
9 times out of 10 figure out
Casey Tron jumps in. Once a grifter, always a grifter. Can't wait for her to start her worst rescue. Okay. This daily reminder that Casey Tron trying to do the same tactic, the same sort of endeavor. She's not as attractive, therefore not as successful in that business, and she just failed. She's mad because she's hating on somebody who did what she did, but was successful and actually made some money because she would have done the same fucking thing. So the grifter, hey buddy, look at yourself, man. Hey, yo, pull up a mirror, brother. Hey, pull up a mirror. Let's be honest. You're the true grifter. You just failed. Let's be honest. Hey, I'm just saying what it is. I'm just saying what it's like. I'm not throwing any insults. That is textbook what it is. Anything else? But also, she's a grifter of what though? I'm confused. Did it? You can hate Ammo for like this take, whatever. But
why they're saying what.
Grifter of what? Click the link. Interesting. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. People are mad at her for what she said, but I mean, she kind of fired first though. No disrespect. She kind of fired first though. I mean, if you attack people, I mean, they have the right to defend themselves on social media. I mean, no, she didn't. She did. She did this. Huh? I'm confused. Well, I'm not defending what she said. I'm just saying, like she fired personal first. And that was a response to what? It was a response to, like, a post about what she did on stream, which is not at her. Like, what?
You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the
Recording data is easy, but recording data that can only be opened by those you allow to, now that is an art form. Sequence is pattern.
It was a Hawk class chassis, but modded so much you'd never recognize it. They won't like this.
I can get you inside. Another Golden Age blueprint for interplanetary orbital sails. It's so rare in poetry. Just a cover for the war call.
It doesn't have to be maneuverable. It's just a bomb. Okay, okay. Let's see
I don't believe
here.
Yes. Hi. Done, done, done. Done, done, done. All done. Ready? Let's check. You must have
Eververse
messages.
isn't just a title, it's a promise.
Newsfeed, just a cover for the war call.
Oh, let me check right away.
Falling and see in the dark. Just like rats.
then, Guardian.
Sure.
I am at your service. Do you have news? Make good use of it. We have much to discuss.
Guardian, my forces report that Shadow Legion units are shifting their attention to the Cloud Ark.
That's likely why Neomuna's defense systems are reading offline. But I bet those Vex punks are also poking too close to the city's internals.
forcing Pagan into that Vex pocket.
The VexNet uses similar gateways as the Cloud Arc, which means they could infiltrate the network and gain access to the Veil.
Pagan are relentless, especially under the Witness's control. We need to get in there and stop them. those taken and remove them from the system.
Hey, Guardian? I'm not sure just how much damage these taken can do, but hopefully we can beat them to the punch. The Cloud Ark is built on the energy field produced by the Veil. It's resilient, but not impenetrable. A backdoor wouldn't be impossible. Maybe getting rid of whatever is at the center of this will also help our Vex problem. Maybe.
Guardian, my forces report that Shadow Legion units are shifting their attention to the Cloud Ark.
That's likely why Neomuna's defense systems are reading offline. But I bet those Vex punks are also poking too close to the city's internals.
Guardian, my forces report that Shadow Legion units are shifting their attention to the Cloud Ark.
That's likely why Neomuna's defense systems are reading offline. But I bet those Vex punks are also poking too close to the city's internals.
Taken Blight? The Shadow Legion are forcing Taken onto that Vex punch.
The Vex net uses similar gateways as the Cloud Ark, which means they could infiltrate the network and gain access to the Veil.
Guardian, my forces report that Shadow Legion units are shifting their attention to the Cloud Ark.
That's likely why Neomuna's defense systems are reading offline. But I bet those Vex punks are also poking too close to the city's internals.
forces report that Shadow Legion units are shifting their attention to the Cloud Ark.
That's likely why Neomuna's defense systems are reading offline. But I'll bet those Vex pumps are also poking too close to the city's internals.
forcing Taken into that Vex pocket.
The Vex net uses similar gateways as the Cloud Ark, which means they could infiltrate the network and gain access to the Veil.
Taken are relentless, especially under the Witness's control. We need to get in there and stop them. follow those taken and remove them from the system.
Hey, Guardian? I'm not sure just how much damage these taken can do, but hopefully we can beat them to the punch. The Cloud Ark is built on the energy field produced by the Veil. It's resilient, but not impenetrable. A back door wouldn't be impossible. Maybe getting rid of whatever is at the center of this will also help our Vex problem. Maybe.
Down. the access point. Let's get rid of that Taken before it opens a path into the Cloud Ark.
Hello, Guardian. Guardian, report. How are hidden operations on Mars?
Another week, boys, and another twab? This week in Destiny, we're jumping back into some Grandmaster.
Let's get to work.
Yesterday, Anthropic finally released Claude
Another AI
3.7
again.
Sonnet, the highly anticipated large language model that's most...
I'm a new Destiny player, and I think Sunder Doctrine is a masterpiece, but I think I've got a slightly unique perspective because I've only been playing modern Destiny 2 for 1 month. So in this video, I'm jumping into a call with Datto to discuss the main differences between Destiny and my usual main game, which is Call of Duty Zombies.
Loved and most feared by programmers. Their announcement video has everybody freaking out, and the top comment on that video is people waiting for this video. And let me just say, I'm humbled and honored that you put so much faith into my half-assed AI reviews. I've already burned through millions of tokens testing it, and the TLDR is that Claude 3.7 is straight gas. Hits different, mad heat, high-key goated, on God, no cap, for real. The new base model beat itself to become even better at programming, while adding a new thinking mode to copy the success of DeepSeek R1 and the OpenAI O models. But the craziest thing they released is something called Claude Code, a CLI tool that allows you to build, test, and execute code in any project, thus creating an infinite feedback loop that in theory should replace all programmers. All the code influencers are telling us we're cooked, and in today's video we'll find out if they're right. It is February 25th, 2025, and you're watching the Code Report. A few weeks ago, Anthropic released...
Chad, this is your computer science degree. Yeah!
A paper that studied how AI affects the labor force, and what they found is that despite only making up 3.4% of the workforce, over 37% of the prompts are related to math and coding. And although it hasn't taken any human programmer jobs yet, it has taken Stack Overflow's job. Now, there's a lot of AI slopware out there, and it's hard to keep track of it all, but for web development, one of the better indicators is WebDev Arena, and Claude 3.5, the previous version, is already sitting on top of that leaderboard, but it was roughly tied with all of the other state-of-the-art models when it comes to the software engineering benchmark, which is human verified and based on real GitHub issues. What's crazy though is that the new 3.7 model absolutely crushed all the other models, including OpenAI O3 Mini High and DeepSeek, and is now capable of solving 70.3% of GitHub issues. That is if we're to believe the benchmark.
Ikora and I have our
Are we going to see any evidence?
But we will always resolve them strong.
I feel like this is gonna be like Twitter files, like some fucking, like whatever, like almost like nothing burger, like, because they're all like running around the pot for fucking years. Like, ooh, this, oh no, that's massive. Holy, nobody says anything. Nobody does anything. Dude, no. This is crazy, guys. It's not my worst take. It's just, bro, it's gonna be in the thing burger. Like
Evidence from what he recorded, because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well, we'll
along with his code.
Okay, apparently, chat, somebody just got the file early, chat. We have an early look at it then.
Don't listen to them, the government is intrigued. Hi Mr. .xq. Wow, already 76 months. You have made me laugh every day. Could I get a welcome to the jungle for giving a millionaire so much fucking money? Jesus Christ, I am boxless.
Chat.
When I became commander, the world was a different place.
Chat. I thought some parts of the list were like leaked or like on my documentary. I saw the documentary. Like, also,
Secretary of Thanks.
Champ, I could be wrong about this, but what does the flight list even give? Doesn't that do like nothing? I thought there's
Guardian.
I thought a fucking people attended the island, and it didn't in like a normal fashion.
How are hidden operations
No.
on Mars?
Does every person that went to the island is automatically guilty of some horrendous thing because they went to the island? Guys, these people are in a massive inner circle with a bunch of elites that like to be by themselves, by each other. Like, does every person that's close or in that circle automatically wrong? I think that's just a really stupid thing to say.
77 sextillion707.
Well, I think it's a stupid. I think it's a stupid and unreasonable thing to say. To hold everybody to that standard. It's not like. Brother,
have much
the
to
man was
discuss.
connected to some of the top elites in the United States. Like, I'm confused on. Yeah, guilty by association is stupid as fuck. I don't think that's. Weirdest unnecessary pre-glazed defend. Bro, I am so fucking confused.
The platforming campaign, etc. I know this is drama, but I wanted to make people and well-meaning streamers who I like aware, like Mike from PA and others. Right-wing streamer radicalization. Step 1, go to Hassan's house. Step 2, get divorced. Step 3, watch Asmongold once. No, it's... I promise you two things. One, if there wasn't such a fucking high density of hogs that were looking for hog content, right-wing content, what the fuck's going on with my camera today?
So what is
if
hog?
There wasn't such a high density of hogs that were like literally looking desperately for some kind of hog content on Twitch, which led to a massive amount of people gravitating towards Asmongold and Asmongold getting like fucking 50K every day doing right-wing commentary. None of these motherfuckers would do this, okay?
We need more.
They just wouldn't. That's it. For a lot of people, it's not like a genuinely held perspective. For many of them, they just don't care. It comes from a place of like, I don't really give a shit. I don't really necessarily.
Okay, here's a crazy thing. People voted for Trump. Okay. Bro, regardless of what people saying, okay, look at the amount of votes. Imagine saying the general population feels this way, but then the general population votes a different way, and you're like, well, I think you're just wrong. I mean, what are we talking about here? I'm confused.
I wonder what that says about
You cannot
us.
say the general population doesn't like this, and then the general population votes for somebody to be in office that holds those views. So who are you talking to? Like, who is the general population? Is it the residents of California? Is it the big cities online personalities? Is it people that are on Facebook? Is it the Twitter Andes? No, stop saying the general population. That's not what it is.
really give a shit about politics, but I see that this is like getting clout. And the example, the perfect example I can give you is when the most prominent voice of politics on the platform before this last round was myself. Back then, did you think that?
They was advocate. Most Californians didn't vote because they knew California was going to go blue. These arguments go both ways, so it cancels out. And these arguments are factored in both ways. Most Californians didn't vote because they knew California was going to go blue. These arguments go both. They was advocate. Most Californians didn't vote because they knew California was going to go blue. These arguments go both ways, so it cancels out. And these arguments are factored in into how the voting works, like voter suppression or whatever, right? It's not. It's like saying people didn't cheer for Kendrick at the halftime show because it's X, Y, Z. Okay, then why did they cheer last year? Why did they cheer it's X, Y, Z? Cheer for Kendrick at the halftime show because it's X, Y, Z. Okay, then why did they cheer last year? Why did they cheer the year before? Why did they cheer the year before? Why did they been cheering for 40 years but when it's Kendrick, they didn't cheer. What was the difference? Well, because it was, yeah, I mean, true, but wouldn't that apply in the other years too?
Yeah,
so why didn't it apply the year before then?
Every single streamer was hyper woke. I mean, there are plenty of streamers who were, but there were a lot of streamers who didn't necessarily give a shit, but basically played ball with that kind of politics. I think a lot of people in this community, because we're so intentional and so hyper aware of politics, assume that content creators in their fucking communities of rather apolitical people don't just like swing in every direction simply because, you know, that gains them more prominence. Okay? That is it.
Stand tall once again.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree. I think holding the view that is the more popular does give you the more popularity. I think like another little hint of projection. If you hold leftist views in areas that are very outrage heavy and leftist, you get a lot of notoriety and you get a lot of appraisal. And his takes are extremely popular and are always in the center of what public opinion likes. And he speaks loudly about what people like, and you're just gonna glaze public opinion. So explain how that doesn't apply to him? Wait, no, they're not. They are extremely like public opinion glazing. What?
Alright guys, this is not going to be a long stream by any stretch of the mean.
Shelbo from OT Get Up Streamer is being catfished by a fake Pokemon and legitimately thinks he's engaged Pokemon. He flew to California to look for Imane, then went homeless for 12 days and got told that catfish demanded money in order to speak to her and give him $5K. Bro, what?
But there is something I definitely want to talk about. There's definitely something
Ikora and
that I
I
want
have
to
our
address.
disagreements, but we will always resolve them and be strong.
And I hope she sees it. And I hope you guys saw it as well. So this is what happened. I'm watching the stream. I see this big guy, standing next to her and everything. I wonder who this dude is. And
hold on.
But that's exactly what I want to talk about right now. And here we go. On October 26th, 2025 is when she officially started talking to me. I asked her to marry me on social media, on Twitter.
We need more.
And she DMs me on her Pokemon LL1 account, on her alt account. And she starts talking to me. I can't believe it. After all these months, after all these years that I've been talking to her, DMing her, nothing.
Okay, so if I'm listening to the timeline correctly, this hasn't happened yet, so we're about to get there, right? Because
The
it's
city is
October
depending on its guardian,
25.
now
Chat,
more than ever.
so chat, we're still going to this,
Finally,
right?
she responds to me. Now here's
How
the
are
funny
hidden
part about
operations
it,
on Mars?
and I've said this before. She asked me for $70. I'm thinking to myself, okay, wait a minute. If this is Pokemon, why is she asking me for $70? I block her. I blocked her, and I thought about it. I said, okay, wait a minute. Maybe this is her, so let me unblock her. So that's what I did. I unblocked her and started talking to her again. She is following me. She's following me on Twitter as well as on LinkedIn.
What?
So this is where it goes from here. She asked me for $70. I gave it to her.
Ikora and I have our disagreements,
And
but we will always resolve them and be strong for it.
On LinkedIn?
basically, guys, I've been giving her money ever since, but that's not what it's about. And you might be wondering, wait a minute, why are you giving her money? Well, here's the reason. I love her. And I don't care if she has money or not. I would treat her like a natural woman.
Stand with me, Guardian.
Respect her and treat her with love and dignity. No matter what she has, no matter what she does. I love her so
Our
much.
hidden operations.
In fact, that's why we're getting married. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yes, it's fake for attention, but I think he's been doing this for like a long time, and I'm not sure that a lot of people are getting attention. I mean, I've been watching this for fucking 10 minutes, And nobody's anything in chat except for Fossilbot and Stream Elements. I mean.
So, after we were DMing for a while, she finally told me about a secret link. So, that's why I'm going to keep it as a secret. It's a secret link that she allowed me to use to talk to her. I gave her $1,500.
One victory is never.
And in return, I was able to speak to her. I gave her $1,500. And in return, I was able to speak with her and talk with her. That's not the reason she did it, though. But I wanted to give her $1,500. I later on gave her $4,000. Just cause.
The next threat will come
you
soon,
might say,
Guardian.
are you rich or something?
When it does,
absolutely not. But I used what I had. But I'm gonna tell you something now, guys. I'm currently not working right now.
Ikora and I have our disagreements.
I'm just.
But we will always resolve them and be strong.
Chat. Deception and impersonation for monetary gain, can that not be like outlawed or whatever? Could that not be police? Because that shit's fucking bullshit, man.
Security right now, which is understandable. I'm getting food stamps. And again, you might be wondering, okay, why aren't you relying on her to help you out? I don't want to do that. That's just how I am. I don't want to rely on her to do anything. In fact, I want to pay for her. But you know what? I don't mind her helping me every now and then.
Boy, I'm confused though.
Kind of hustle it.
So if his money's been going there, where's my money been going then? I'm confused. Because I'm at like 20k plus now. Like what?
Kind of go in a little bit. So. All right, guys.
The next threat will come soon, Guardian.
Right now.
When it does.
Wait.
Not gonna really show you much or anything.
Our hidden operations are
but this is what it looks like. I'm not trying to dox myself or anything, but this is what it looks like. Okay. Later on, I'm not trying to dox myself or anything, but this is what it looks like.
It's a nice place, no?
Okay. So back to the story. So we keep talking to each other on Telegram.
Yes, voice. The wishers, I respect that.
Ikora and I have our disagreements, but we will always
Yo, my dad was
resolve
told
them
me
and be
facts and
strong.
wishers. Make sure you have batteries in your alarms is top priority. Okay? I also do have facts and wishers in my house. I got them motherfuckers. There's a fire. I know how to use them, and I test them every so often.
Don't bother trying to look for it. And we've been exchanging messages for 4 months now. Trying to get things.
We can change things, I know it. The walls will stand tall once again.
Why's it naughty? Well, that's like chalk or some shit.
What? It's just puffing out, man.
Chat, I was breathing that shit in for fucking weeks after that.
If the hive may rise again under the light, I wonder what that says about us.
Yeah, it's trying to straight cancer. Anyway, so what's wrong with this guy anyway? Like what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't want to like well, I don't want to like be a armchair helper, but like I think maybe some help is maybe perhaps to some warranted here, perhaps.
beef,
The
people
hive
throwing
may
my
rise
voice on
again
things,
under
the
the
whole
light.
carnival sample.
I wonder what
just
that
talked
says
to
about
Travis
us.
Barker. I would never be in the middle. I don't even know what's going on. I just got sent a song and asked if I could play the sample. Only reason why I clear anything is because so many people try to stop me. They stop clearing.
Wait, his money's also been going? No, stop it then.
So I always, anybody asks me for something, I always clear, but I'm not cool with being put in the middle of all of this at all. So any verse would be going viral using my voice and all that. It's like, I didn't do it.
Wait, I'm confused. What?
If the hive
Jack,
may
who
rise
is it?
again,
Bahad?
I wonder
Oh my
what that
god.
says about us.
Bad Baby. Who is that?
AI beef, people throwing my voice on things, the whole carnival sample. I just talked to Travis Barker. I would never be in the middle. I don't even know what's going on. I just got sent a song and asked if I could play the sample.
Cash me outside.
The only reason why I clear anything is because so many people try to stop me. They stop clearances. Everything has been very, very difficult for me.
That was gonna be some.
So I always, anybody asks me for something, I always clear, but
How are
I'm
hidden
not cool with
operations
being put in the middle of all of this at all.
Interesting.
When he
I don't know anything about that, Jack. I'm not unfamiliar with this type of. I think I'm gonna watch this. I'm not gonna watch that. Actually, I will see what it is. I will see what it is. I'll see what it is.
See ya.
Greetings, Guardians. My name's Bife here. So, Heresy Act 1 has finished up, and we've got to see the
Ikor
film
and I
in
have
which
our disagreements,
Oryx returned to
but
us
we
this
will
episode.
always resolve them
He
and
is in some
restore.
ways quite literally a shadow of his former self, with his memories having been dredged up from the Echo and the Dreadnought. He cannot take physical form, and he doesn't have his complete recollection of what happened for a large part of his life. However, in most other ways, that whole idea of him being a shadow of his former self is the total opposite of the reality in front of us. As someone who's been exploring Destiny's
We can
story and
change
lore
things,
for the better part of a decade, and for whom the Books of Sorrow were a foundational part of my journey into the lore of this franchise, I can say this. Heresy
So much has
absolutely
changed.
nails Oryx's character.
When I became
It nails it so much that it makes me question a lot of what might have happened to Oryx in his later years of life past the Books of Sorrow. Moments that might have led him to changing his ways. Moments that led him to his fatal confrontation with the Guardians of the Lost City. Moments that we have not seen yet, which might eventually be revealed. So today I just wanted to talk about Oryx for a little bit, and talk about some of the moments we see in Heresy where just, oh my god, it's absolutely nailing Oryx as a character. I also wanted to discuss Oryx's character generally, and what
How are
we've learned
hidden
about this
operations
new Echo of Navigation that represents him in his current form in the game. There's also a lot of questions that are raised by that as well, so we're going to address some of those too. Starting off, I think we need to point out some facts about this version of Oryx known as the Memory of the Navigator, or Echo of Navigation. This is a memory of Oryx that has basically been frozen at a specific point in time. It's a memory that has only just ascended to
The city's
Oryx
depending
and
on its
to the
guardian.
position of the Taken
Now
King.
more.
Remember that Oryx was previously Alrix, before he slew Akka, the Worm of Secrets. This means the
How
Echo
are
of
hidden
Navigation
operations
is essentially
performed?
Oryx from the Books of Sorrow, all the way up until probably verse 3.8, maybe 3.9, maybe 4.0, depending on the circumstances. This is actually pretty critical because it means that we can point out some things that Oryx just doesn't have knowledge of, or memory of for that matter. Let me give you one of the more critical examples. The big one is that Oryx has no recollection of his progeny. In particular, he doesn't remember Crota. Listen to what he says about this here.
I'm told that in my life I had a son. Crota, my sister tells me, came to your only moon and hollowed it with his throne. When you destroyed him, I brought my dreadnought to bear my high war upon this system. Is that what drove me here? Sentimental revenge? A waste of my logic. The dead deserve extinction.
So this is pretty crucial all on its own, because a lack of understanding of major events within his own life is going to leave this version of Oryx blindsided on a regular basis and asking a lot of questions.
Allies.
We'll get back to that in a moment, but I want to narrow our focus to start with and specifically talk for a second about Crota and, well, Oryx's children. For a long time, Crota's death was supposed to be Oryx's casus belli against us. The reason he came to the system was always meant to be revenge for his dead son. At a certain point in time, though, during the Season of the Witch, there's a recording with Savathun and Xivu Arath pointing out the hypocrisy here. Oryx himself pointed it out in the last recording, but it's only further reinforced in this moment. The idea that Oryx seeking revenge for Crota was a foolish idea, and is not consistent with the sword logic, is the main thrust of all this. Take a listen to this.
I heard you Guardians got a lesson in sword logic today. You think you can defeat Xivu Arath with philosophy? Right. Let me show you something. Savathun kept records, and I took a look at what she had on her sister. Got a recording from way back, just after you Guardians drop-kicked Oryx into Saturn's orbit. Call it a primary source for your little research project.
Ikora and I have our disagreements, but we will always resolve them and be stronger for it.
I will take my revenge as he sought for his son. Revenge? For what? The dead deserved to die. That's your own logic. Oryx was a hypocrite, and so are you. He loved us. He made of our deaths a study. And she, who has endured, who sharpened the sword of his defeat, has done the same. She will take up his mantle when she is bared to her true shape.
Unexpected allies. Unexpected enemies. The only thing we can expect is the unexpected.
Oryx spoiled you rotten. Not everyone wants to be like you. And you won't always get your way. I will test my strength against her brood, and she will prove our logic true.
The important thing to note is that the Oryx that we heard first is completely consistent with the Oryx that we read about in the lore. He doesn't care for his sons. So this leads me to the conclusion that maybe something happened within Oryx's later life that fundamentally changed him and made him reevaluate his interpretation of the sword logic, his choices generally, and, well, a bunch of other stuff. After all, in those last recordings, both he and Savathun were pretty adamant about the idea that Crota dying was, I mean, kind of a skill issue. He failed, he died, he deserved extinction, and he deserves no pity. Oryx is a hypocrite for coming along and trying to avenge him. So why did he do it? That leaves an interesting question, and I don't think it's entirely inconsistent within the lore, because this is stuff that we've experienced, that has happened, and which ultimately, I think, leads us to further legitimate questions about things. Because remember, the Books of Sorrow is not a complete categorization of all of Oryx's life. At a certain point in time, it stops, and there's just a big question mark about what happened between the end of the Books of Sorrow and what happened at the start of the Taken War. We don't know much about that time period. For what it's worth, I don't think the major event that might have significantly changed Oryx in this manner was him having children in the first place. We know, thanks to the events of Warmind and the lore surrounding that, that Oryx was willing to permanently banish one of his sons for heretical practices, including necromancy, and he was willing to remove all mentions of him from the total history of the Hive in both the World's Grave and all remaining artifacts and cataloguing moments. There was not a single statuette left, except for one, which only remained because it was indestructible. He's also the same father that in the Books of Sorrow was recorded to have thrown his other son Crota into the Vex Gate system. All this was a punishment for Crota's ineptitude and for failing to safeguard his father's throne. It was a pyro remained because it was indestructible. And all remaining artifacts and cataloguing moments. There was not a single statuette left except for one, which only remained because it was indestructible. He's also the same father that in the Books of Sorrow was recorded to have thrown his other son Revenge for in this manner was him having children in the first place. We know, thanks to the events of Warmind and the lore surrounding that Oryx was willing to permanently banish one of his sons for heretical practices, including necromancy, and he was willing to remove all mentions of him from the total history of the Hive in both the World's Grave and all remaining artifacts and cataloging moments. There was not a single statuette left, except for one, which only remained because it was indestructible. He's also the same father that in the Books of Sorrow was recorded to have thrown his other son Crota into the Vex Gate system. All this was a punishment for Crota's ineptitude and for failing to safeguard his father's throne. And as he threw him into the Vex Gate system, well, Oryx left him with a few kind parting words. He told him to return home glorious or die forgotten. Yeah, Oryx was not a caring father. So what changed him? What made him come to Sol in the first place? That's a major question that arises from all of this in my mind, and I think that there is a legitimate explanation somewhere down the road. It's a gap in Oryx's memories, or the memories of the Echo of Navigation, but also it's a gap in the story that needs explanation. And again, I don't think it's entirely inconsistent because Oryx's story, even 10 years later, is kind of incomplete. There are bits and pieces we just don't know. Moving on from the point of Oryx's sons and returning to our first point about the fact that the memory of navigation, the Echo of Navigation, has gaps in its memory, I think it's something that's worth pointing out here again. There are critical moments that the Echo does not know, and ultimately we can precisely point out the moment at which the Echo's memory kind of ends. There are notes about the lack of his memory of Crota, and there is of course this line from the Kludge mission which gives us something more specific.
I slain.
Sadly, yes, Elder Brother. You're just the memory of a dead god. The sword you always wanted to become.
I only just mantled myself by the death of Akka. Carved my throne from the worm's corpse.
Now, I think it's fair to say that one could interpret the whole idea of carving his throne from the worm's corpse as the creation of the Dreadnought. But I think that based on the commentary to do with Crota, that's totally wrong. Remember that Oryx pulled the secret of taking from Akka, and later did use Akka's corpse as baleful armor for the Dreadnought, but ultimately, the Crota comment means that that needs to be outside our chain of events, and I think it's much more likely that Oryx merely used the killing of Akka through sword logic to expand his own throne world. And for those of you who need a reminder, the chain of events goes something like this. Akka, the Worm of Secrets, was killed by Alrix. He then ascended into Oryx, the Taken King. Oryx then raised his children, including Crota. Crota then created the breach in Oryx's throne world, and finally, this breach prompted Oryx to reinforce the throne world with the creation of the Dreadnought. So yeah, there's your complete timeline. This is why I believe the memory of navigation in front of us only has information that goes all the way up to the Books of Sorrows, verse 3.8 or 3.9. I think at very minimum we would see this Oryx having claimed the title of Oryx the Taken King. Maybe they would have lived to see the destruction of the Ecumene, maybe they would have lived to see more. The rest of it is a little bit shrouded in detail. But what we can definitely tell is that the memory cuts off before the creation of the Dreadnought and before the raising of Crota. With all that in mind, we know that this Echo of Navigation is missing a lot of crucial information about what happened to the actual Taken King. Events such as his second conversation with the Deep as recorded in the Books of Sorrow after the burning of Taisha-Beth. Savathun and Xivu Arath's attempts to steal the Tablets of Ruin, the creation of the Dreadnought itself. Savathun and Xivu Arath leaving him at the Giftmast. The creation of his younger simulated copy by Quoria, the invasion of Reese, the invasion of Sol, the Taken War. It's all just missing from the Echo of Navigation in front of us. It has no idea these things happened. I think the only reason it's able to freely refer to the Dreadnought is because, well, it sees the ship in front of itself. It's slammed into it. It understands the premise in which it stands for itself. There are going to be moments where this version of Oryx sits in judgment over his own past, future, real self. Man, that's confusing, but I hope you get what I mean. Sometimes when he passes judgment, he's going to do so just as he did with Crota. Other times, I think it's going to be really surprising to hear what he says, but I think he himself might be surprised. Like, something I've always wondered about is why he gifted Korea to...
Especially with a machine gun like this, you're going to get tons of ammo, and chill clip, fusion, spam it, because of Dreadful Finisher you will get ammo back. And even if you don't finish, you'll get special ammo anyways. The amount of special ammo that drops in the game now is quite crazy. It's almost as if they buffed it. Look at this amount of special ammo I'm getting here. I didn't even do any finishes. You can literally just spam special weapons back to back. It really is that way now.
What news?
Alright, look at our ammo count now, look at what we've done, and look at where we are. 400 bullets, retrofit. But remember, it's not 400 bullets, is it? It's probably 500 or 600 bullets, technically. If you use it in a very particular way, and you get your crits on champs, and you get your crits on the Torment, and you get your crits on the boss, you can really, really make this weapon count for what it is. Honestly, it's a top contender. Right, Void weapons are the best weapons this season because of Volatile Marksman, right? So if we're talking specifically about machine guns, you want to use Void machine guns then. I know the Arc machine gun's good, but because of Volatile Marksman, you want to use a Void one this season. I know it's a shame, Watchful Eye, whatever it's called, really good LMG, I showed you it the other day, but having thinking about it, no, you want to use a Void LMG because the Void mods are too good this season, alright? That's basically just how it is. So go check your Void LMGs. Corrective Measure, Deepstone Crypt LMG, Hammerhead, etc, etc. But if you want a DPS style LMG like this, which yes it does exist and it does work because I'm showing you it in the run, then retrofit. So, yeah, we're going to go for this champ. Something weird happens to me here. Let's watch it together. Right, so the Unstartable's there. I fall down, and then I'm like, what?
Ikora and I have our
I'm like, what's going on,
but
man? The champ just saw me just then. Where did he disappear to? What is this, X-Files? So I'm like, wait, has he fell off map? So I'm like, alright, I don't know what's going on here. And then this is how Destiny 2 can domino effect. Look, boom, trying to catch me off guard. I've got UI, I've got Ultra Instinct on, I'm good. But any other unsuspecting, I've got UI, how Destiny 2 can domino effect. Look, boom, trying to catch me off guard. I've got UI, I've got Ultra Instinct on, I'm good. But any other unsuspecting player would have been like, what is going on? And then they would die to that
Ikora and I have
event.
our disagreements, but we will
That
always
was weird,
resolve them and be
now,
strong.
yes, Ad's teleport and Champ's teleport, but that one in particular wasn't a teleport. That was like a interdimensional swap change, and then he come back later on. That wasn't just a TP, that was something else. I have never seen a Champ do such things like this. Alright, this little bit here, we can go on the top platform and easily DPS the ads. Take out any Centurions because the Void Orbs hurt. They are the biggest threat in this, Void Orbs. Centurions are the danger. They definitely are the danger, especially at the boss fight. You need to be 100% prepared for it. Right, in the next section you're just going to grab a relic, kill some ads and take all of the blights out with a relic. Now I watched Aztec yesterday solo this, and he was doing his build battle stuff. Fair play to him because it's a very good idea. I don't know who come up with the idea, but if he did, he's a genius for doing that. So I'm by no means calling him. But when I watched his video, I was like, not his video, his live stream. I was like, why is he playing such in a unorthodox way? He was using a couple of Warlock builds and stuff. I know he was on Titan and he was trying all day to solo this GM. But I noticed his positioning was way off. He was standing in the wrong spots. He just didn't know. And isn't it funny, like an expert player like Astacross is playing out of sync. I watched it. I was in his live stream yesterday. I went and watched him. He wasn't playing exactly where you should. And it got me thinking, like, because I was like, you know, here's me, a low-end content creator, trying my absolute best to tell people, look, here's me, a low-end content creator. And it got me thinking, like, because I was like, you know, here's me, a low-end content creator, trying my absolute best to tell people, look, this is exactly how you play. Very finite, very exact information.
But we will always resolve them and be
people
strong.
watching Astacross, however how many thousands it was, they're all watching him and he's out of position. And So this isn't just Aztec, this is anybody. If I watch somebody's run and they're out of position, I will absolutely shake my head. Even if it's some of the best players in the world make this mistake, and so do I. Sometimes I'm out of position. But positioning for me is my speciality, and I know exactly when I'm watching someone's run, anybody's run, it's not just Aztec, it's everybody gets judged by me. Are they out of position? Have they done it correctly? And if it's no, why? Maybe because they're uninformed, maybe because they're not quite right with it. But what I'm saying is, for somebody of lesser skill, you can boost your skill by just standing in the right spot. Positioning is everything. And it's even more important on a CQC build, because you need to know that chaining of combat between melee to melee on what you're going to do. This is then now an advanced expert thing that you've got to master. So playing on your close quarter builds, you have to practice more with them if you're not used to them, is what I'm exactly saying. But even if you're not playing on a close quarter build, I saw Aztec yesterday. He was standing way out of position and dying. And it wasn't him and his skill, nothing to do with that. He's one of the best players, isn't he, really, technically? It was nothing to do with that, it was because he was out of position. And listen, it's not just Sir Aztec I'm going to critique, it's all of you as well. If you tell me, right, you're dying at the fire boss, I would then go through a root cause analysis with you. Why are you dying at the boss? Why is it? Where did you stand? And if you tell me one wrong piece of information, you say, oh, I stood on the far right, I done this. Immediately I would go to that and say, well, it's not you, it's where you're standing. You're standing in the totally wrong spot. You're not manipulating the ads properly, you're not doing the job properly. It's not your skill, it's not your get good thing, it's nothing to do with that. It's no, get smarter on your ad clear then. And get smarter on your ad spawns and ad manipulation. Which henceforth you're getting content like this, and you've had content like this for years, so there's no excuses. Unless you don't know who I am. If you don't know who I am, then that's fine. But I'm just saying, look, you know, we need to get back to strategy, good positioning, and you need to do that for every single GM. This is the end game. I know GMs are not as hard as what they used to be, but we want to strategize. Well, I at least want to strategize somewhere in the game, and this is pretty much the only place I can really do it. You know, dungeons not as much, because dungeons are more DPS related, more surge switches, whereas GMs it's not about surge switching, it's about related, more surge switches, whereas GMs it's not about surge switching, it's about combat, it's about positioning and strategy, and it's about understanding the meta and whether you can find something secret in the meta as well. Okay, so those 3 overloads, we melted them with the relic. Just melt them with the relic, get a stun with Luminarch and then melt. Now I'm trying to keep the relic as much as possible because I had an idea. Relic to get to the bridge and then take the snipers out with the relic. It worked to a little degree. Alright, I made the more, like, let's have a look at what that Cranium did there. It killed 3 overloads, nearly 2 snipers and a captain. That is nuts. And that saved ammo. Look at my ammo count now because of Cranium usage. So that's another thing, you've got to master Craniums in this. Mastering Craniums is the one. Now I'm going to play aggressive, I'm going to push up, going to get a stun with
Unexpected allies.
Chill Clip Riptide, look at the rate of fire. Deliverance would not have done favourable for me there, it would have been far too slow. When I need to be quick, I'll play quick, but I need the right tools to be quick. Alright, we get a Hypernova. Like, if a Hypernova's that close to you, you definitely do need to whip out the machine gun. Alright? Now we're going to do a little bit of melee in here, lightning surges. Yeah, just taking out the ads. What time are we on now? 17 minutes. Bear in mind, if we'd done the skips, we'd probably be on about 14 minutes now. We spent an extra 3 minutes at the Tormentor phase showing you, the viewer, on how good lightning surge is. Right? So just bear that in mind. We're just melting this overload from a distance. Remember, you still get bolt charges on Prismatic. It's still quite noticeable, the bolt charges. Maybe not quite Warlock-esque, Arc Warlock-esque, but you still do get them, so you want to sort of think about your bolt charges as well when you go on Prismatic. Don't forget about them entirely. That's why Chill Clip will set them off. Volatile detonations
Ikora
with a
and I
Void
have our
LMG will set them off as well.
But we will always
And
resolve
Le
them
Monarch
and
will
be
set them off.
strong.
Every single weapon I have on will set off a ball charge. 50% rifts, you need to then rift behind cover like this. You're going to try and jolt them with a storm grenade. The ogre's in mid. If your ogre in mid is a drain, you need to really melt quick. One of the ogres could be a bane and he could be a drain one. If he is, quick. One of the ogres could be a ogre in mid is a drain, you need to really melt quick. One of the ogres could be a bane and he could be a drain one. If he is, you've really got to focus, but he wasn't for me. But it is a possibility.
Ikora and I have our disagreements.
Just because you get a drain
But we
bane
will
ogre doesn't
always
mean you're going to
resolve
die
them
though,
and be
you
strong.
won't, you've got cover. Positioning. See how we started those ogres exactly where a pillar was so that we can strafe left and right. It's basically plain PvP but in PvE. That is absolutely true now. Well, it has been for a long time. Always fight where cover is. When you go back into your passive stance, think about cover. When you go into your CQC mode, you then think about moment-to-moment gameplay where you're going to do your melee charges and timing them correctly. So you sort of, on this build, you can go back and forth between two playstyles. Passive with the Le Monarch, with the Hail and Rifts, and then full-on aggression with the Transcendence, or whether it might be a Song of Flame as well. Right, so I'm going to drop, do we, oh no, we're going to, actually no, I'll take the cranium with me. Yeah, so take a cranium with you if you can. It's going to help you out a little bit on Ag Clear, but if things go bad for you, either pop a Transcendence or a Song of Flame. We're going to show you how this turn of events happens. So first pitch up at a Vex house, like this, and the boss does not know where you are. He is
Our hidden
de-aggroed.
operations are more.
He is not aggroed on you at all. He's confused. He's in the fourth dimension. We're playing hide and seek, but I'm not going to look for him. He's confused as hell. What do we do now? We use our expert positioning, and then we're going to wait for ads to come into play. No DPS to the boss. Leave him alone. Forget about him. Right, look. Storm grenade goes in. Try and get some volatile detonations. Look at that damage. We're doing decent there, but Unstop's pushing. Pick up your relic. Don't let it despawn. There we go. Get a stun. Relic damage. Beautiful. Unstop dealt with. Now there's some ads left, so we're gonna I don't know whether I pop Super or Transcendence. Let's see what I do.
I wonder what that says about
I think no, I pop Transcendence. Because, oh, by the way, this is my plan B. This is the next Vex house. Call it Orchid Vex House Exhibit A house. Because that house, I'm being stupid, but I'm also being clever, because that platform on my left, the boss can't hit you. He can't hit you with his darkness walls. So we've got two perfect positions, right, with a plan A and a plan B. That's what makes that so damn good. Now look at this. We've got a debuff on dominance, and then we pop Super. Here we go. Look at DPS bar. Let's have a look at it.
I wonder what that says about
Target lock
us.
4 times the charm. Target lock times 3 times 4 times 5. There we go. Look at the damage. We have to reload. That's really good damage against this boss. So the idea is we pop Super, and then we have Barrier LMG, which will kind of shoot through his shield. There's something weird going on about it. It looks like the volatile detonations are not piecing his shield, but the damage, the base damage of Retrofit is. That's why I took Overload LMG out of it. If you take Overload LMG out of the equation, when you pop Song of Flame, you get Barrier Retrofit. That is the nature of this DPS. Alright, this was my... Before I'd done the run, I had an idea, I had an epiphany. I was like, you know what? What is a good way to easily DPS this boss? And I show you Izanagi's Burden, the other video. But I was like, let's take it a step further, because I'm going to do a Prismatic Warlock run. I'm going to be on Song of Flame. What weapon can I use as a barrier round weapon that's also sort of good on ag clear and single target damage? Well, that was Retrofit. That's exactly what I'm doing here, look. It's doing sizable damage. It really is doing very good damage, honestly. It's so good.
And I have our
just being able to pop a Transcendence and then go ham with your LMG is really critical. It's really good. It's a good idea. Now, I used this idea, if you remember, with Microcosm for Lightblade. Now, I'll be doing some Microcosm things again this season when Overcharged Weapon is on, right? Let's hope we get Solar Surge is what I'm saying. Because if you get Solar Surge, you will overcharge Microcosm when you pop a Song of Flame in a GM that's Solar Surge. Because Microcosm's a kinetic weapon. And I shouldn't be telling you my secrets, but I'm telling you the mana. So when hopefully Solar Surge comes up this season, I bet it doesn't. I bet someone's going to tell me down below Solar Surge isn't up this season at all ever. If that's the case, then my plan is sabotage, and I can't do anything about it. All right, so look how quickly we done DPS there. Now we're going to push up, use a melee, get rid of the ads, then we're going to pop a super. You know why? Because we don't need a super for anything for a bit. So let's just take care of these damn Minotaurs. We're going to kill 3 out of 4 Minotaurs. We're not going to kill the 4th Minotaur because that guy's our mate. Top left Minotaur is my mate, Jeff the Minotaur. He will fight for you all day. He's got dog on him. Right, he's also got a bit of drep with him with his void shield. The top left Minotaur, watch how the boss will not touch me at all. This is another advanced technique that you never saw yesterday either by anybody, of leaving the final Minotaur up, because look at the boss. He's having a dogfight right now with that Minotaur. So look at what I can do now. I can focus my entire room. I can get rid of the Thrall, okay, by just doing this. Using my melee. Also hip fire against the Thrall. It stops him from twitching a little bit. Only a little bit though. Also, did you know that you can actually freeze a pummel Bane before he gets to you, even though it's immune damage? Yep, you can do that. If they're being a nuisance to you, freeze them, the pummels. Yeah, you can do that with Chill Clip, Riptide. Alright, look at that, adds a clear, special ammo. I'm now starting to think about heavy a little bit, because I do want some. I end up getting enough ammo for the run, I can assure you that. I'm just checking all the Thrall are dead. Look at the dogfight them two are having. Look at it. This is advanced techniques. Right, we're going to take out all the blights apart from one. We're going to do our next special strategy. I'm like a... See, my videos are like a specialist cake shop. You know when you go into those specialist cake shops where they do cakes that other supermarkets don't do? That's exactly what my channel does. I make specialist cake videos where we're showing you specialist strats that aren't available anywhere else because we're a specialist shop. The next threat That's exactly what it is. Guardian. We're doing the next advanced strat. It's going to be coming up in a minute, so don't skip because you're going to see it. Take out all blights apart from one that I didn't take out. Right, we need super energy. I haven't got hands on. Maybe that would have helped out a little bit, but I end up having my super every time I needed it, so I would say I didn't need it. But it would have been nice in this exact situation, I guess. But look, I end up getting my super anyways. You want your super for Overload phase. I would recommend it. But you can kill with Transcendence, the Overload that is. Look at super with 3/4. That's really good. Don't pick up any relics. Leave all relics on the floor. They will not disappear. You're going to use them for phase 2 damage. It's an entire setup. We are micromanaging the entire room. Not that it's hard to micromanage it. Once you know, but I'm just showing you that every little thing we are micromanaging, not picking up craniums. So there's going to be 4 craniums on the floor now, which is more than enough DPS to finish him in phase 2. Easily. Also, we're going to pop a damn Song of Flame because we want to. Right, here we go. Specialist Cake Strat, number 6. Step on the Vex roof. Then the boss now only targets your last known location. Look at that. We are showing you it working. Look at this. Look at the boss. He doesn't have a clue. So we have played him like a fiddle the entire run, and we're going to continue to do it. Okay, take the blight out. Don't pick up you don't need a cranium. You don't need one. Right, we're going to get a stun with Overload Grenade if we can. Pop a Song of Flame. We had a Pummel Bane. I used my super for that. Okay, that worked well. And we're just going to stun him with Chill Clip plus super. Then the role of the half of the super left is to clear out all of the snipers. I just about do it. I just about clear out all the ads. And then Devour helps us, of course. And that's it. Look, we're done. Now we want to do DPS and we want to get a super because we want to have fun with Retrofit again. We've only got 206 ammo, but Is it 206 ammo though? We don't know exactly because of 4 times the charm, but we're going to get ammo back, aren't we? Because 4 times the charm, ammo comes from the thin air. It comes from the thin air. It doesn't pull from reserves. So look, there's a brick there. I missed that. So look, we're just DPSing with the cranium. What I like to do is oscillate. So what I'd like to do is start at the back of the map and go left, right, DPSing him whilst avoiding the void orbs. Look, that's exactly what we're doing, look. So we're taking a run up. We're doing hurdles in the Olympics. We're going left and right, do a bit of cranium DPS like this, then keep outstrafing him. Like this. Look at super energy, boom, get it. That's it, now we can have fun. I want to jolt him before I do DPS though. This will add damage to my Song of Flame retrofit rotation. Here we go. I'm also threading him, whatever you call it. Whatever the strand mat is called. I wish they would just call it poison, that would make it easy for me. Look, we jolt him, super pop, boom, retrofit. Now he knocks me back a few times, but we end up getting it. There we go. Now we're set up. Here's the damage. Look at the damage at the bottom. Pretty good. We'll get a reload rather than use our super because oh no, we're using our super. I'm telling you a lie. We're telling you lies. But yeah, I just used the back end of my super for a melee and a grenade. Look at the damage we did there. We nearly done half HP to him there. That's a lot of damage. That's really good. And look at how easy it was. It's not just what it did, it's how easy it was to pull off. Now, I pop a Transcendence here by accident, I think. But it's fine because the ads are about to spawn in, so I can make the best out of my Transcendence. So I popped it by accident, but I made the best of it. Look at this. We've still got it. We're going to take out an entire side of Minotaurs. Actually, nearly 3 Minotaurs. That's so good. The fact that I popped it at the wrong time, but I still made it work. That was good. Because Transcendence lasts that long. That's what I was meaning. Right, now, same thing. Jeff the Minotaur on top left. He's to be saved at all costs. This is not a solo anymore. I'm doing a illegal solo where I'm using a NPC enemy in my fire team. A bot. Yep, I've got a Minotaur bot in my fire team now. Wouldn't that be cool to do though? Wouldn't it be cool that you could have PvE AI allies in your fire team? Pretty much like what Call of Duty Zombies did. When you could have a PvE AI ally in you. I'm just saying, just imagine like having a fallen ally PvE AI enemy in your team. So you could pick solo or fire team with AI. That would be D3 stuff. But you could pick a damn fallen guy or Minotaur to fight with you, and you could sort out his loadout and equip him with a different gun, give the Minotaur perks and all this sort of stuff. That would be D3 stuff though. I'm talking a ways. Although we should have got D3 by now anyways. It's 2025. It's 2025. Why have we not got D3? What's that about? We will eventually get it, I reckon, but it'll be like 2027 and they'll change their mind on it all. Trust it'll end up happening. You know why it'll end up happening? Because it's too popular. If you don't believe it's that popular, why don't you go and check the Heresy numbers then? Because I know on the first day of Heresy, the daily player login for the first day of Heresy was 750,000. That is a lot of players for a season launch. Do you realise how important that is? So we can estimate that when Apollo launches in June, July, whenever that is, you will definitely get 1.5 million logins for that day. Maybe more. See, the thing about Destiny is yes, it's bad at times, but everybody's under the preposition that, what if Destiny does cook though? I'm going to go on just in case. So people will log on anyways, just to see if it does. And if it doesn't cook, that's fine. They'll forget about it and they'll check it on the next launch. Because it has the greatest potential of any other video game ever. Right? Literally on the market, Destiny has the highest potential ever. It's underutilized. They don't do things. Bungie won't do it. They won't do everything that we want. But if they did, it would be the best game of the last 10 years. But it isn't because of the limitations of money, I guess. You know, but I'm just saying that even though Destiny 2 is unpopular, it's kind of popular as well still, because people will still pick up the game to try it, just in case it might cook. And if it doesn't cook, what they'll end up saying is, oh, it hasn't done well, let me go back to my Marvel Rivals then. Oh, we'll try it again in July. So there's always those players that aren't playing, but they're on the back burner to play. And those players, you know, they're always going to maybe try it again. I'm just saying that, you know, launches, the numbers for D2 on a launch basis are really high compared to other games. But look at that, we're just grabbing Cranium's, getting our super, because I want to retrofit him down. I don't want to Cranium down. Well, I do want to Cranium him, but I want to do it to get my super. Look at the damage we did there. Also, by the way, you can actually buff your Cranium with Radiant. Isn't that kind of crazy? You can actually proc Radiant and buff the Cranium. That's kind of good. It's hard to pull off though sometimes with the boss. If your needle hits this shield, it won't count as Radiant. Look at this though. We have our super. Boss is weak. We're going to go to mid. We're going to pop super. 426 ammo for retrofit. We're just going to kill him. Look at the damage. I highly recommend Retrofit Escapade for this season. It's going to be a meta-defining LMG for this season, even though it's an old weapon. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.
This is incredible. We have a 21-minute run now of Sunder Doctrine in Solo Flawless. If you don't know, right now a ton of people are competing for the world record, and this is from Snazzy Rock, and this is the former world record now. A lot of people are pushing for sub 20. There's a huge competition going on. There's over $1,000 on the line. Let's listen in and watch and see what sort of strategies they're using to pull off a 21-minute clear solo flawless run of this. Incredible.
What are you doing in there with the Vanguard's nosy little spies and all those grasping dread? Terribly churlish of Rogue to lock me up.
Spawn in and you just launch yourself off the map immediately. Titan skate across that cavern.
While you're there, why don't you?
That's crazy.
The role of exterminator suits you.
Skip past everything. This is nice. Alright, I feel like the first encounter, there's really not much of a time save. I feel like the first encounter has to be just obnoxiously slow. The second encounter, I know you can one-phase it, so you'd have to pull that off. He is zooming. Look at this guy go. Snazzy Rock, dude. This guy's built different. Not wasting any time. Just gotta solve the riddle. So, it's, what is it? Guardian something. Witness? I think it's Guardian kill the witness. Jeez, what the heck? He immediately missiles this guy? How does he know? He must have spotted it as he flew in, I guess? Maybe he knows the exact, like, patterns of the spawn rotations. The Peregrine Greaves, let's go! Nice, Guardian kill witness. Already done. This pace is incredible. Alright. Waiting for the next one. Worship's in the middle. So it could be a few different things, because it can be Hive Worship, the Darkness, Hive Worship, the Worm, and it could also be Guardian Worship Traveler. So that's 3 different options, I believe. Those greaves are so sexy. Love those greaves. How does he know? How does he know? Does he know, or does he have to guess? Wait, no. I don't know. I imagine he's not guessing, right? Guessing would be insane. Somehow he knows. Somehow he knows something I don't know. He's got secret technology. fucking most optimal routes possible here. Huge. One for that 2 lens. Hit him with those greaves. This is impressive to watch. He's on to the last one now, so it's... Oh, he's reading the pattern right there, so you can tell which one it is. So from that, he can tell... Okay, from those 2, he can tell a good... I think that was Traveler and Guardian. What does he think is Traveler gives Guardian? This is chaotic. You have to know your shit good for this. Holy crap. You have to know this like the back of your hand. Oh my god. I thought I knew this encounter well. Watching this, I'm like, okay, there's levels to this. I know it well, but I don't know a solo flawless speedrun world record well, you know? This music's intense, too. The lens bouncing up and messing with the interact will always annoy me. I know it's a small thing to... It's petty of me to get upset by it, but it just annoys me. It just... I can't stand it. I don't understand why the lens has to drop and bounce like that. That was good. Stunned him just before the slow. Hit him. No shot. Good timing there. Clean. Very clean. Wilhelm's to life. The GL bounce to proc it. Nice. Oh god, all the freaking husks chasing him down. Oh shit, we're loadout swapping already? Lumina? Oh, he's gonna do like a Lumina grapple thing, looks like. You can shoot the Lumina shot and grapple onto it. It can like take you up super high. That was fast, dude. I thought I cleared that fast at like 15 minutes. This guy is leaving first encounter at 6 minutes. Jeez. Unreal.
Money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
Hey. Thanks, Brad, for the sub. Alright, we're watching this. Alright, so this, the noble rounds. Oh, that's a strat right there. Nice. That's a good time save. I'll save you a minute. Maybe 30 seconds. It's nice. Whoever thought that, whoever cooked that one up, that's a good one. Woo! Ooh, it bumped his head there. That scared me for a second. Alright, he's back to the first loadout. That's... He does the right side first? Oh my god. I'm team left side first. Unbelievable. This is hard to watch for me. jeez. Okay. All right, here it is, Big Zoetic. You better cook him. What a crazy rally that was. He just rallies it like off the edge. These like speedrunner strats that they do are so wild to me. He's got his tome on, so he's got his enhanced perks, of course.